I talked about Lightyear yesterday, and my sister messaged me and said, I have some things to say about that. It was actually originally the plan that she was going to talk about it with me, but she had some stuff she had to handle, so she is going to talk about whatever points. I guess she watched the video. Did you? Did you watch the video?
I watched the video.
Okay, so I guess she watched the video and has some stuff to say on it. We go and just discuss and chill. I'm playing some Skyrim in the background. I think she's playing Sims. Oh, and she's a Disney fanatic, so there you go. So, good. Whatever you gonna say here.
Right. So first point is that just wanted to verify that yeah, they did have consultants on that movie, NASA consultants. They were in the credits. There was about six of them, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that in the documentary thing. I don't. I had told you I'd watched it, but what was that shit called? It was just called like Lightyear, a documentary or something. But
Something
doesn't
like
matter.
that. I
Doesn't
actually
matter.
haven't seen that.
Yeah, that's where I told you they talked about it being like the movie Andy saw from Toy Story and whatnot. But yeah, I don't think time dilation does time travel.
No, and I'm not sure it does either. I think that was. I mean, if it did, it would essentially be him aging backwards into time and basically getting rid of the other Buzz Lightyear. It's
Mm-hmm.
not. It should be a one-way street. If it's a one-way street forward, it should be a one-way street backwards.
Yeah, not a big fan of time travel, as I said in the video.
What I really don't understand is how they couldn't have come to a compromise. It's so black and white where they could have easily just gone back to the point where, you know, she had her, well, maybe not when she had her granddaughter. She was already, for some reason, 80 years old by the time she had her 3 to 5 year old granddaughter.
Yeah. We didn't even discuss about it, but you watched the movie after me, so did you even like it? What did you think about it?
You know, I liked it, and even though Socks is kind of a deus ex machina,
Yeah.
I liked Socks. My husband and I thought he was funny, you know. Uh, and also, what I didn't like though was the soldiers at the end. They're actually, you called them, I think, Spark soldiers, but they're called Zap soldiers, and they just
Oh.
walk around and go zap, 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 zap. I thought that was really stupid.
I like their armor. See, that's the thing. I said in the video, but I like their gear. Like, they look cool. A lot of the armors and the ships and the weapons, like, especially the electrified machete, I love that shit. But just like, while the gear looks good, I didn't like most of the plot. But I'm sorry, you had points that you wanted to talk about, so go ahead.
Oh no, that's fine. We're here to discuss, so you interject.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just didn't. I didn't agree with all of your points. I thought that it made even though he was used as a Deus Ex Machina a lot, I thought that to a point Socks made sense and how because it took him 62 years to find out how to make the FTL crystal that would properly take him into B speed.
Yeah, but at the same time, that could have just been a decision that they didn't do, right? Like in they'd say that they only made it go 40 years in the future, or maybe even 10. I feel like he still would have solved the problem just for plot, just to push it.
You know, honestly, Buzz Lightyear is kind of stupid. He's kind of like street smart, but not actually intelligent in any way,
Yeah.
which almost makes his line that there is no signs of intelligent life anywhere kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Buzz though. He's cool.
Yeah, no, he's a great character, and the fact that he has flaws is nice because you'd think that someone, you know, a character as prolific as Buzz Lightyear would be flawless, essentially.
Yeah. He's an alright dude. He's got some flaws. He was one of the only characters I think I actually liked in that movie. I liked Alicia Hawthorne also, but man, she was so underused. It was dreadful.
I totally agree with you on that. I think that it would have been a cool mechanic if they were going to bring time travel into it to have time rip in a couple of places where she was either brought back into the movie through a rip or, you know, old Buzz or Buzzard, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it, succeeds in his plot to go backwards into the future to try to fix things. And, you know, he tells her about the life that she had, and they work together to try to go back to where it was before Zurg messed it all up.
Yeah. It, by the way, how'd you feel about it being old fucking Buzz? Old Buzz is actually Zurg.
You know?
I thought it was funny.
I'm not sure how I felt about that, because it didn't really feel to me that it tied into the joke that Zurg is supposed to be his father. It's like, oh, it's old you, therefore it's like your father.
Oh yeah, when he takes off the suit, he's like, "Father?" He's like, "No, I'm you."
Yeah,
Throwing all
because
those little references.
you'd think if they were going to have that catchphrase on the toy itself, that they would have, you know, implemented it better into the movie, like with Buzz's catchphrases. They were all implemented really nicely.
Actually, for a while in the movie, I thought it was gonna be his father, who, you know, maybe had heard Buzz went to this place, something happened, he never returned, and his father was like some super fucking rich, like, billionaire who brought all the robots, and because Buzz was gone, he thought that the city had done something to him. I thought it was gonna be that, and I thought that would be cool, you know? But, I mean, it just, time travel ruined it. It was actually old Buzz.
I agree with that too. I think that Zurg actually being I think that Zurg actually being Buzz's father would have been a much better, you know, plot point than it's old Buzz.
Yeah. That'd have been pretty cool. Didn't happen. I just hate time travel. That ruined Picard Season 2 also. I mean, a lot of things ruined Picard Season 2, but that was one of them.
Well, time travel is one of those things that's really hard to master. You know, because we played Dungeons and Dragons, and in one of the sessions, my husband, who plays for everyone else, he plays as the GM.
Uh-huh.
He had a session where we did time travel, and I'm not sure. I mean, it was Dungeons and Dragons logic, so it doesn't really have to have that much logic, but you know, it's just one of those things that it's hard to do.
Yeah. There's just so many signs with Lightyear of poor plot writing. For instance, having a Deus Ex Machina in of itself as signs of poor writing. Time travel, I think, is also one of those signs too, personally. I mean, Endgame was dreadful for it. Did not like Endgame. I liked Infinity War, but not like Endgame.
Well, it seemed like it was so, and I know there was a sub, you know, another plot, and the FLT drive was more of a subplot, but I wish they would have gone in that direction more, and less of, aha, we fixed the FTL drive, now there's another issue.
Oh yeah, that too. There's always an issue. Because the characters keep fucking everything. I hated everybody else. Especially the dude with his stupid pen all the time. He's like, oh, look, this thing has pens. Haha. Like, I was like, oh, stop. I hated that guy. And I hated all the other characters. Izzy was, like, kind of tolerable, but even then,
Well, you know, I actually liked Izzy. I thought that she was not an equal replacement to her grandmother, but I thought she was a nice change in reflecting what had happened earlier in the movie with Buzz just not wanting anything to do with a rookie.
yeah.
I thought that was a nice way to help give him a bit of a character development.
Actually, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, she technically is the rookie that he didn't give any time to at the beginning.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they make a joke about that rookie later on in the movie, where the pen guy puts that guy's the rookie suit on, and it's like, you're not really the rookie though, are you? You're just a little chess piece, a little pawn that doesn't need to be here. And I agree with you on. I don't think it was worth it adding him and the old convict granny to the movie.
Yeah. I mean, in like in a hierarchy of how much I liked each character, it was like Buzz, Alicia, Izzy, Convict, and then this dude at the bottom. I guess Burnside's in there somewhere, but he was again very underused. He could have been some cool character, but he just never. I think he was like actually in like 3 or 4 scenes.
Well, they had 3 post-credit scenes, and he was in one of the post-credit scenes. A bug flies into like the laser shield.
Oh yeah.
He hears it zap, and he's just like, "Haha, laser shield."
Haha. Which that's a whole. Again, it's a kids movie, so you have to kind of like, whatever, not think about it too hard, I guess. I kind of think that's a cheap way to say that you can have bad story and not think things thoroughly, but whatever. I guess technically it is a kids movie. But that laser shield is not gonna help against every hostile thing on that planet. The vines come from underground. We see it multiple times. So that ain't gonna help shit.
Yeah, and they use the laser blades because, I saw them build up this city, the montage where they're building up the city, and I was like, how are they, or the construction site, and it's like, how are they...
Cut out.
How are they supposed to be keeping the vines away? And then, of course, like, as soon as I said that, Buzz gets attacked by a vine, and someone's just like, got it!
Yeah. It doesn't really make sense why they'd want to stay on the planet, and why Buzz he thinks it's a good idea to let everybody stay on the planet. I don't know. Personally, in my opinion, Buzz should have been like, this is a good idea, let's do it, and they undo everything. I don't know. They're trapped on a hostile planet.
I think a good rewrite for that movie would have been, he goes out on maybe 20, 30 years worth of missions, and at that point, he and Alicia really tries to tell him, like, stop, you really need to stop, and tries to physically stop him from going. So she basically takes over where the second commander.
Yeah, that would have given her some more character moments too, since she was so underused.
Give me a second.
Yeah. Enjoy Skyrim gameplay. I'm just running around and killing spiders, I guess. I don't really know what I'm doing. I have it on expert mode, and I get my ass whooped all the time. Consistently. Oh. There's a little stream that leads down here. Disregard the scanty outfit on the other character there. I keep giving her armor, and she just doesn't want to ever wear it. So, not my fault.
Alicia takes over for the second commander spot, where she physically tries to stop Buzz from leaving and try to convince him, really, and not just like, ooh, well, you're really missing out, and then going home to her family, but really trying to convince him that this is the decision that they're trying to make together. And then he goes off, finally figures out the getting to light speed, only to come back and find her dead.
Yeah.
And then from there, having her granddaughter help him to stop Zurg, I guess.
Anything to give Alicia more character moments. Anything. Because she's just so underused. And that voice actor seemed like a really nice person. She seemed like she was really excited to be the voice of Alicia. She probably voiced Izzy too, huh? I have no idea, but...
No, I don't actually think they shared a voice actor.
They did in the documentary where they showed the voice actor for Alicia, at least. I don't know if it's the same person as Izzy. I hope it's the same person as Izzy, at least. Because she was like, I love Toy Story. It's one of my favorite movies. I was so excited when I got this job. Oh yeah, she was really pumped to be the voice actor of Alicia. Actually, let me look that up. Let's see.
Yeah, if they were going to abuse time travel, it would have been much nicer to, again, incorporate Alicia into this movie more with that concept to say that she meets her granddaughter, who's basically at this point in the movie a rookie space ranger, and they try to, her and Buzz and her granddaughter Izzy all work together to try to fix the timeline that Zurg is royally screwed up.
No. Alicia and Izzy have different voice actors. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, man. That would be awful. Let's see. Who is Kiki Palmer? No, yeah. That's not the same woman. Damn. Yeah, so the character that I liked the most and had that really enthusiastic voice actor, oh, just got fucked over, honestly. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't worthwhile to add the convict and pen man in and not try to incorporate Alicia into the movie somehow to a more meaningful extent. I still wouldn't have minded Socks being a Deus Ex Machina if it had been more. What's the way to put it? He'd been more. They'd shown his process more, rather. Showed that he was going through the years of study that the other scientists had done, trying to figure out the FTL drive, and he messes with something and he finds it.
Why was he the only one that figured it out? Like, you'd think they'd have advanced AIs also. Why is this, like, comfort cat so advanced that it figured everything out, but the scientists with the same technology couldn't do the same thing? I don't get it.
Well, I think he's obviously a Deus Ex Machina, so there's not going to be a lot of logic. But
Yeah.
the way I looked at it was that, he's had 62 years straight to try to figure this out with nothing else to do.
That too, but I'm just guessing that they would also. I'm sure someone else in the scientist pods also needed a comfort cat, and they, I guess, never thought to ask it the same thing. Like it just happened as like a stupid result of Buzz's offhanded comment to get the cat to leave it alone, him alone, rather.
Yeah, what's funny is I think that Socks is the only comfort cat in the entire complex because you get that moment where Alicia is incorporated for one more time in the movie, and she's telling Socks, "Hey, I made you for my best friend. He's a space ranger, and I think he's having a hard time adjusting to the fact that time is moving forward without him. So I need you to help him out."
Yeah, I guess she did make him up. Why didn't she use? How did she develop this super AI and she couldn't figure it out then? The world.
I'm guessing that she had her team of scientists, like her wife, help her in developing this cat. I don't think she did it directly herself. She just She just set up or assisted in setting up the program for Buzz.
That was another thing that I knew you had strong feelings about. The whole gay kiss lesbian couple thing that everybody freaked out about for seemingly no reason because it wasn't even that prevalent in the movie. The character dies in the first 20 minutes. It is not prevalent whatsoever in the movie. The character dies.
Yeah, I mean, everyone freaked out about the kiss, but it really was almost a nothing. I appreciate that the representation was there because I think it's gonna be a stepping stone moving forward, along with the scenes in Baymax that we've talked about previously, just to try to integrate that kind of narrative more into the storytelling. And there were other parts where it was implied that she was a lesbian, obviously before the kiss and after the kiss, where she says, where Izzy says, "Well, my grandma, she had Grandma Kiki." Oh, what was it? Kiko. Grandma Kiko and this person, her son, my father, and all these friends. But it was hardly even anything. And if her partner had been a male, then nobody would have batted their eyes.
Yeah.
And people really, I mean, not that it doesn't deserve the score that it has, this movie, because it did fall flat in a lot of points, and I think it could have been greatly improved if they had tried to jump away from the everything has to be a joke narrative.
Yeah, true. Definitely.
But I feel like to a point, the ratings have been dragged down solely by that happening in the movie. Because that if this was Rise of Gru or some stupid, everyone's straight la la funny movie, then all of the little minion moms would have upvoted it like crazy.
No, definitely. And I don't really care if they show, like, personally, I don't care if they show gay relationships or straight relationships in movies. It's all the same to me, you know. If they want to do that, do it. I don't really care. You know, even with the other stuff you're talking about with the Baymax thing, where they had like a character with a transgender shirt, and I don't remember the other thing. I think it was something to do with like menstruation. Obviously, I had nothing for me there. I don't need to watch that, but I have that choice. I don't need to watch about that stuff. Specifically, the menstruation thing. I don't care about the transgender shirt.
Yeah, it's just they're trying to make narratives more inclusive versus typical princess story. Girl meets boy and then has a problem, and then boy saves her from problem or assists her in helping the problem, and then they live happily ever straight after.
Right. And I think people forget that you can just elect not to watch something.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I saw a post the other day where I guess Cracker Barrel had introduced what is it, an impossible sausage onto their menu, and it's just this post, and the comments were absolutely flooded with all these people like, you have forever lost a customer because I refuse to eat at a place that tries to get me to not eat meat.
Oh, is it some kind of like plant-based thing?
Yeah, impossible sausage. It's just a plant-based.
Okay.
I don't have to choose to eat that.
Yeah, people just care so much about things that they can elect to not involve themselves in. I don't get it. That's why I don't. Go ahead.
Sorry, I have to be honest with you though. I'd be happy if all these people actually weren't just threatening to stop watching Disney stuff and participating in Disney events and going to Disney theme parks, and actually stop going, because then it would free up the park for people who want to go instead of all these people who want to complain.
Yeah. But something else I want to clarify, just real quick. Oh shit! I died. Yeah, with the Baymax thing, like with the menstruation talk, like I personally wouldn't watch that, but it's fine for that kind of stuff to be in a show or movie. Like, if you're a younger girl and you're going through that kind of issue, it's fine for, those people to deal with. I just personally am saying that I would never have, I'm not a 13-year-old girl, so I don't got that fucking problem. Never have, so that's just what I want to clarify on that, because it almost kind of sounded like I was like, ugh. I don't have to watch something I don't like. It's not that I dislike it. It's just nothing for me. I just want to clarify.
No, and of course, anyone is free to consume any media that they enjoy, or not consume media they don't enjoy. I know we talked about Turning Red, which you actually did enjoy.
Yeah, that was good.
Which also involved a 13-year-old girl going through menstruation.
Well, it was a joke. She actually, I don't know if she actually was in the movie, but it was like a joke to make her more emotional, which eventually led to the power. Well, there was talk about it. Man, that movie was pretty good. I liked that one. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but how extra it was. But we already talked about
that. Yeah, no, it was good. I liked it. But the point is that it's nice to see that there's content being produced for everyone, and not just a very strict source of people, because I don't have any problem with people that don't care to see uh,
Children. So, man, I having the first-person body, some of the kill moves, that was brutal. I saw my fucking knee go up and slam into the lady's head. Holy shit. That was brutal.
what okay, excuse me for just a second. What mod are you playing with that allows that to happen?
You know the enhanced first-person view
Yeah.
for the original Skyrim? There's a version of it for Skyrim SE that just got released not too long ago. And I have the violence kill move on. So, you get like the third-person bodies and you can see it in first person and whatnot. So, during a kill move, there's like a special move where you throw them to the ground. You just step on their head and make my dude specifically look down at his leg and stomp on the lady's head during the kill move. I was like, golly.
Well, I know what I'm downloading next time.
Yeah, I've been playing Skyrim recently.
But anyway, what I was getting back to, so I don't. If you don't want to consume that kind of media where there's, lesbians kissing or menstrual talks, that's fine. But there's no reason for you to go out and make a big, commotion about it on social media. Like, I will never ever watch it again, and then having movie theaters that actually have up in the movie theater. We've tried to skip past the scene as quickly as possible so that those of you in the audience who are sensitive don't have to see it. Like, who cares? Just don't watch it if you don't like what's in it.
Yep. I concur with that sentiment. The and speaking of movies that I watched recently that I liked or didn't like, actually, I guess I watched the same movies in I watched a sitting of movies, starting with Lightyear. But anyways, the Inside Out included a very, very prominent straight kissing scene, but nobody cared about that, so just goes to see. Don't show my children relationships, but it's actually don't show my children gay relationships, even though those people do exist.
Well, it's because they think that seeing it is going to make their children gay. Like, no, if your child's gay, they were already gay.
Yeah.
Seeing straight relationships obviously didn't keep them straight, did it?
Yep. Nobody cared when it was the prince and the princess kissing, but I don't know. That's just a different viewpoint from mine.
I mean, to be fair with you, I'm all here for a prince movie that, he meets a prince, so...
Yeah, I don't care. I'll watch anything that I think is good. If it's good, I'll watch it. I don't care if there's gay relationships, straight relationships. I don't care if there's no relationships. I'd prefer that, actually, most of the time. But, something like there being a gay relationship isn't going to keep me from watching a movie.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm not disgusted with gay people because I'm a normal person. Normal, rational person, anyways.
But, moving back to Lightyear, because we've gone about Lightyear away from it.
Fuck it. I mean, it doesn't matter. We can talk about whatever. We'll have to just talk about Lightyear.
Right. But I just wanted to finish up with Lightyear real quick. Right. So, finishing up with Lightyear, I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was really fun for kids. And, as long as you don't, the lesbian kissing scene, it could easily be a kid's, top movie for the year, I think. And of course the design, the art, it's the lighting, it's all amazing. Soundtrack is really good.
It looks terrific.
It's impeccable in its artistic displays. It could have just benefited from having a better set of writers.
I said it in the video I uploaded yesterday. I don't know when I uploaded that, sometime late. But I actually really like the gloomy colors of everything and how it's all very like gray and blue and There's a very limited color palette. It's a lot of browns, grays, blacks, blues. I like it. It looks good. And all the tech, how there's like reflection off of like glass and armor and shit like that. It looks great.
I mean, and this is true of every, every movie that comes out from a Disney-owned studio, is that the textures on these animated movies, the models, the lighting, it's all just it's impeccable because I mean, obviously they're a monster in the animation world, so it's what's to be expected. Um, but again, they fall into the pit trap of, we need to make it funny so that kids like it, instead of following the narratives that they have in the past, where they can make more, not adult content, but
More mature.
when we were growing up, we had stuff like Courage the Cowardly Dog, and it scared the shit out of us, but we loved it.
Love that.
It's and it's content that adults can also consume without sitting there cringing in their seat because they heard the worst joke they've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean, even in like the first Toy Story, they had some really messed up stuff in it. Like but they put it. They're good at making adult concepts in the form of like children entertainment. So it was like the cannibals in the first one in like Sid's room where they think they're about to tear Buzz apart and all this other shit. They think it's like cannibals because there's all these like fucking monster toys that are like put together. They're like taking pieces apart. And it's like really gruesome if you think about it, but because it's toys, it's not as gruesome. Like, it's still scary, the concept, but it's visually not, it's more mentally scary than visually because they are just toys.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I have kids, so it's one of those things. Toy Story used to be one of my kids' favorite movies, where she loved it. It wasn't even scary to her that had happened. She almost thought it was funny because she was like, ah, haha. He thought the toys were gonna eat. I mean, it was a little scary at first, but she's like, oh, it's not real, haha. He thought that the toys were really gonna eat each other, and it's the fact that this old content is still something that children can easily consume and take in. It just doesn't make any sense that all the studios have gone in this Illuminations direction where everything has to be proven jokes.
Yeah, there's definitely some dumbing down of the story going on and visuals. Although it was decently graphic at the very beginning when they were cutting through the bugs. I don't know why they couldn't keep with that. There was a couple times where I think that they specifically cut out, showing something that could be perceived as violent, as far as like the robots and destroying them.
And if you really want to talk about people dumbing things down and making things PG, that's where you would come in with it, not with the the lesbian kiss. Like, who cares? It's a kiss, just like any other kiss, whether it's between two women, two men, a woman and a man.
Right.
It's all the same. It's all the same. It's the same content.
Yeah.
But this is really where this is really where the change is in the story, where they have to dumb it down with not funny jokes that might make a kid laugh.
Also, I realized I called myself a normal, rational person. That's actually the opposite of me. I'm not a normal, rational person.
I wasn't gonna say anything for the sake of your channel, but no, you're not.
I'm not a normal, rational
person. You would say that.
Because I'm stupid, and I'll say things. Blue in the face. What is this? Oh, this is the Goblin Quest for the AE. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we really once I have a computer that will run Skyrim, I really need to get Skyrim together, and we need to do something about that.
They have the Skyrim Together mod.
Well, that's what I mean. But my computer is a piece of garbage. It won't run Skyrim right now, so I have to wait.
This motherfucker is ruining me. These goblins are tanky. I'm like Goblin Slayer in this bitch. I'm torn up. Alright. Good. Anyways. Sorry.
But anyway, so it's... That's really, if you want to say that things aren't the same as they were before, that's where things wouldn't be the same. Is that everything has to be massively PG, where before PG was, Tarzan... Tarzan where Clayton actually gets hung on a noose at the end of the movie. Well, you wouldn't see anything like that today, or Gaston falling down a huge effing pit after stabbing the beast in the back. You wouldn't see that today because it's too graphic.
Oh, yeah. I feel like, I don't know. I think about when I was a kid and the things I liked, and there was stuff that was gruesome. Like you said, like in Carriage Cow the dog, it's like visually scary. Like, return the slab, and that, like that was scary. I still talk about that with some of my friends who have seen it also. They're like, dude, that was fucking scary. And the also the big face on the moon, the big like white face, it was like an actual person's face. So, and, like the contrast between like the cartoon animated style and like someone's actual face, where it's like blacked out on the eyes and the lips, and he's just like talking. He's like, ooh. I was like, oh, scary.
It's movies like that that people remember. I mean, people were terrified when Snow White came out, and there was this scary witch Maleficent. I mean, she's one of the most popular villains to ever exist now because they were scared of it as kids, but it was something that they could grow up with and realize it wasn't really as scary as it was, but it was something near and dear to them because it was more than just a poop and a fart joke.
Yeah. And that man, it's a sandwich. It's a sandwich. It has meat on the outside. Wow, that's something. All right.
I'll tell you, I had a sandwich this morning because I was like, oh, it's been a long time since I've had a sandwich. Maybe I should have one. And I didn't understand their argument that 2 pieces of bread would be too much. Just put more meat in the middle of your sandwich.
Yeah, it is just a dumb throwaway joke. I don't know.
I know it was a dumb throwaway joke, but they tried to make an argument out of it, and then at the end they brought it back again, and Buzz is all like, "Yo, actually, this is pretty good, delicious."
Pretty good.
Yeah. And
his lips are all greasy.
It makes sense.
that was one of the things I noticed in that scene where he took a bite of that sandwich, and his lips were greasy after he took that bite, and I was like, ew. He had like juicy lips. Ew, fucking.
It's looking good.
Yeah, for real. It's like that would make me not want that if my lips were just like they got me dripping. It's one thing that got me dripping. It's my fucking lips after I eat this meat sandwich. The fuck.
I do like that they had that detail though, because Buzz says earlier, doesn't it make your fingers greasy or juicy or whatever? And then the pen guy's all like, well, yeah, that's the best part, is licking the juice off your fingers. Like, people don't do that anymore. That's disgusting. Nobody even does. Well, some people still do that with Cheetos and Doritos, but it's frowned upon now.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Who wants to do that?
Who wants to lick their fingers that they just scratch their butt crack with?
Even that. Even aside from that, I just don't want fucking greasy meat fingers. Like, what if I'm out and like, imagine if you go to a sandwich shop and it's like a big ass fucking hoagie bread made of fucking meatloaf. I don't want this juice getting everywhere when I'm trying to eat this sandwich at like a shop or something, dude. Ugh. It's just like, imagine all the fucking juices just flowing out.
Not on purpose anyway, because the problem with that is that, I mean, sometimes you'll go to a burger shop or something and there's some delicious sauce that gets out of the burger, but to purposely have it on the outside so that it's just getting your hands completely disgusting. Yeah. It's disgusting.
Like, that's why we eat meatloaf with a fucking fork. All right, pal. Like, we're not cavemen anymore. Anyways, it was a stupid throwaway joke, but just the concept of it was ridiculous. Although, like, I did enjoy that there was like developments as far as like the world building. Like, I know it's just a stupid throwaway joke, but I was trying to imagine, like, what if that did happen? And I guess we imagined it and came up with the whatever we came up with. But it's funny to discuss as far as like if that were a thing. And I like that for sci-fi movies. That's why I like Star Trek a lot, where they take a lot of ideas and like play around with them. Like, what if this happened on this planet? You know, it's always like interesting concepts and ideas that are new. You're like, well, that sounds stupid to me, but then they explain it. It's like, well, this is why we do it. It's pretty good. It's like, oh shit, okay, maybe that's good then. I don't know. So I like Star Trek.
Yeah, and it is fun to discuss things in that way, but the fact that it was used is,
Yeah.
and I mean, it could have been tastefully done as a joke, but like maybe with something that's not a disgusting meat sandwich, and then later have like a close up of Buzz's lips all goofy, like maybe not that.
Got them big juicy lips going on. Had a big bite of that sandwich. What's even the point of bread at that part? Like,
See, that's another good question. Why would they bother putting the meat in the bread in the middle? Why wouldn't they just have a sandwich completely made out of meat?
the bread's supposed to be what holds it together. So, I mean, they should just have a salad, a meat and tomato and salad, fucking salad, dude. Just have that.
This is the problem with ripping up some of these jokes, though, is
Yeah.
that, and again, bringing up the concepts of the future. Like, it's a fun throwaway if you don't think about it too much, but we already have gone through the processes of figuring out why we use bread in our sandwiches, and it's because people don't necessarily want to eat salads. Because if they wanted to eat a salad, then they wouldn't have bread.
Do me a favor and take a picture of Buzz's juicy lips, and I'm gonna use that as a thumbnail. Big juicy Buzz lips.
I will look for it.
Oh god. Yeah, that's Lightyear though. It's an alright movie. It's not bad.
Maybe something akin to talking about how a weapon works. Like why do we have guns that shoot, I don't know, guns that shoot acid? Well, it's because regular fire doesn't kill bugs or something. What was Not that that's a great example, but something that makes more sense than meat on the outside is a weird throwaway joke, and then really extending that joke farther than it needs to go.
Yeah, I mean, like imagine if like the planet was oh, I got stuck. Fucking Skyrim. Was it no clip? I don't remember what the fucking command to get out of stuff was. TCL? Yeah. Yeah, like imagine if like the planet was always attacked by robots. Something that would be very good against robots would be like some kind of acid rather than like fire or potentially a laser that's maybe not high powered enough to go through the actual thing. They actually showed off a grenade type thing where it like
We're here to teach you a lesson.
oh shit, these motherfuckers said they're here to teach me a lesson. Oh shit. Yeah, they showed off a grenade that like formed into like a sphere of electrical power and like cut the motherfucker apart. And it was cool. I like that stuff. I wish I would have showed off more gadgets like that. More weaponry.
And that's part of space movies, is just showing off the new tech, which there was a lot of new tech in this, and a lot of the equipment was really cool. But what you said in your video about everything not working, yeah, it was pretty exceptional how much didn't work for people who can have FTL drives and get into space.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Anyways. Any other Disney stuff you want to talk about?
I don't think so. I think that we covered just about everything I personally wanted to cover. As far as just to summarize that the story was really lacking because they put jokes first, and this is true of not even just animated movies or kids movies, but the adult movies too, like the movies that come out of Marvel with Thor: Love and Thunder, just throwing away the whole story to get a few stupid jokes in.
Did you watch that, by the way?
I actually haven't watched it because I heard it was so bad, and I don't think it's on Disney Plus yet, so I just haven't bothered to look for it or to go see it any other way.
I mean, I'm not gonna watch it regardless because I just don't like Marvel movies. But I heard that movie especially was like bad with the injected humor, just to like, I don't know, make some, I don't know. They just like ruined a bunch of moments and made it not funny, but they're trying to make it funny. Not good. That's what I heard.
Yeah, so again, just this continuous role of throwing away decent storylines to throw in ridiculous, unnecessary humor. The art being fantastic, the soundtrack being fantastic. You know, the designs of all of these pieces, like making Buzz suit seem real, and the different equipment they had seeming like it should work. Having NASA consultants, it's all great. It's like they didn't build it on a solid foundation with the story. And despite not agreeing with you on every point, like personally, I like Izzy. I like Socks, despite him being a Deus Ex Machina. I think he's an enjoyable character. Um, I do agree with you also on a lot of points, and again, primarily that the story was really lacking, and I think that was partially attributed to the humor, and also the fact that despite me thinking that the score that it has online is probably decent for what it was. It probably really got dragged down by the fact that there was a gay kissing scene, because like we said before, like I said before, any other Minions Karen mom would probably, sorry, not to actually, yes, I'm trying to offend people.
Fuck them. I'll say it right now. I mean, I'm just saying it because I want to say it, but fuck them, fuck you, Karen mom. I'm just saying it.
But yeah, the Minion moms that think that every poop and fart joke is funny for their 5-year-old or 4-year-old to hear. No, they would have voted the crap out of that movie just because it was Toy Story with fart jokes. If it didn't have that kiss in it.
Yeah, I loved it. And people hated like Turning Red for that same. What was it? Oh yeah, all like the anime boy drawing bullshit, which was
they
fucking
hated
hilarious.
it because it was they hated it because they were like, no girl should be thinking like that. That's so lewd. But as someone who's been a 13-year-old girl, that was pretty tame, to be honest with you. Most people by 11th grade know what, not 11th grade, by 11 years old, excuse me, by 11 years old knows what sex is. Okay? They know where babies come from, and some of them are even actively participating in by 11. So
Jesus Christ, you think 11? That might be a little bit young.
You're going to school.
Oh yeah, well, we went to school, but people were.
Well, I didn't say everybody. I just said that some 11-year-olds are already participating.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And she was 13, so a lot of kids at 13 are definitely at least experimenting around. So this was pretty tame in comparison to what, some people in real life are doing, and people were complaining about a dumb anime drawing that I thought was rather tame.
I mean, yeah, no, it definitely was. And not even just that it was like tame and it was like realistic to. I know that dudes look at females at that age, so I'm sure it's the other way around too, at least to some degree. But no, it was also just like funny. Like there were some good jokes that came off it. So even if it wasn't realistic or wasn't true, it was still funny. And they had funny jokes that came of it. It was a good setup.
Yeah, but again, people being offended at something because they're like, that's not realistic, that's disgusting and disturbing. No, it's not. It's not. I mean, it's cringy. It's really cringy.
Yeah, that's the funny part.
Watching that as an adult who used to be a 13-year-old
Oh my god! You know what oh my god! That fucking movie, I think I know why I liked it so much. Because it reminded me of Watamote. It reminded me of like cringy fucking young girl bullshit. Where she's like, she's like fucking wigging out when she sees something. Oh god, it was like Watamote. Turning Red is basically Watamote. Oh, okay.
I know it is. But, yeah, no, it's, actually, I'm looking at I've got Disney Plus pulled up so I can find that Juicy Lip Buzz.
Juicy Lip.
I'm looking at the little picture for Turning Red, like, recommended for you. And, yeah, no, that movie is really extra, and people complaining about her being in love with a boy is so stupid. It's not like they had, her in love with some, 18-plus-year-old boy who was actively trying to pursue her back or anything.
That would have been weird.
That would have been wrong. That would have been straight up wrong.
Definitely.
And I would have totally agreed with them that that's inappropriate. No, this was a 13-year-old girl fantasizing about being with, I assume, like a 16-year-old gas station attendant.
Yeah.
Or store attendant, and then getting totally irreparably embarrassed by her mother.
And it was hilarious. And it just made you,
was.
it made you fucking crawl up into like a ball. You're like, oh god! Like it really invoked an emotion seeing that. I was like, no, dude. It reminded me of Watamote.
The overreaction to everything in that movie, like just the animated reactions to everything in that movie made me feel very, like, it gave me a lot of emotional vomit.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's like, can I just sit in a little ball the whole time?
Yeah, it makes you curl up a little bit, like, oh god. But that was a good movie. I like that one. I also watched Inside Out, which I did not like, which included the straight kissing scene that people didn't care about.
Well, I mean, if you want to go into like straight kissing scenes nobody cares about, you can go all the way back to the very first Disney movie, Snow White, with a scene where an unconscious girl is kissed by a older prince.
I'm just saying more recent stuff since people are, talking about Buzz Lightyear and it's recent, so.
Well, yeah, I know, but I think it's fair to bring up because people are always talking about the classics, like, do you want to get into a Song of the South with this, or do you want to save that for something else?
Song of the South? I bet that got some N-words in or something, dude.
Well, it doesn't have. I don't know if it has the N-word in it, and there's basically nowhere you can watch it without pirating it because it's not even on Disney Plus. But there's a tar baby scene, and
oh lord,
and
oh lordy,
very very disturbing imagery in it.
Lordy, lord, tar baby. What do you mean by like just a racist term, or is it like actually babies made of tar, or what was going on with that?
Sorry.
Yeah.
So it's the tar baby is the rabbit or the fox. The fox, sorry. The fox catches the rabbit with tar. Like literally entraps him in tar, and that's how he tries to catch him.
So where's the tar baby thing come into play? Is that like a symbolism type thing, or does he call him a tar baby after?
I need to look into it a little bit more, but I'm almost positive that tar was one of the ways they tried to use to capture slaves.
Oh, it might be.
And
I don't know.
that's part of the reason it's such a horrific scene to have in that movie, and then also say, but it's a classic, it's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously not very aware of it, but I don't know. I'd have to hear more about it before I think it was like genuinely racist. I'm sure there are some racial undertones in it though, especially if it has the Song of the South and he's tarring somebody. Jesus Christ.
I mean, the actor for Uncle Remus is wonderful, and no one can deny that. And of course, the animation is very reminiscent of the time in Lovely, but the movie itself, the content, kind of like with Buzz Lightyear, but to a much, much worse extent, not appropriate. I mean, it's just not good. It's not good. Buzz Lightyear's not inappropriate, obviously, but it's not great, and the same thing goes to Song of the South, except for it's straight up not appropriate.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Maybe we should find a way to get a hold of this movie. I'm not saying we're gonna pirate it. Exactly.
I'll pirate it. I don't give a fuck.
But we should find a way to get a hold of this movie and watch it.
I'm gonna open uTorrent right now and pirate it from all the motherfucking people that love the Song of the South.
Well, you know what we can do? We know what we can do. We can stop this video and we can do a screen share and react to this movie.
How long is it?
I can't be more than an hour.
Oh man, yeah, I'll watch it. Do you have it?
I don't, but if you pull it up on uTorrent, then you can screen share it.
I don't actually have uTorrent. I don't torrent stuff. That was a joke. I mean, I'm not against it. But
I don't torrent things.
I'm not against
Don't
it.
come for me.
Police come for me. Hello, police. How are you doing? I torrent everything, even though I don't actually. But I torrent everything. Hello, police. Hello, FBI. You remember when they used to have those things at the beginning of movies? It was like, there's an FBI federal something to pirate this movie. I was like, that's scary.
I'm pretty sure Song of the South also has that before. It's more interesting because it's one of those older movies.
Oh, is the movie actually called Song of the South?
Yes, it's actually called Song of the South.
I thought that was like a song in the movie. It was called Song of... Okay, well. Never... Okay, I could definitely see the racial things then. It's called Song of the South. What the world?
The song is Zippity Doo Dah.
Oh, yeah, that's the Splash Mountain thing. Zippity
Yes,
doo dah.
okay, I think perhaps we need to watch this and then also talk not only about how horrible this movie is, but also why it's stupid that people are very upset about the retheming of Splash Mountain into Tiana's Adventure.
Sure, I'm up for it. I don't think it's I don't think fucking... Oh shit, Sabercat! I don't think the Splash Mountain is all that great looking anyways, so I don't know why people bent out of shape about it.
That has its own whole history, but let's sign off here and we'll talk about it some more in a different
Okay. I like Skyrim. That's what I got to say. Goodbye.
Whatever the other chick's name was. I'll have to find it.
There's a what? A cover?
Let me find it because it's kind of funny and it reminds me of the early 2000s in a demented way.
Does it go like zippity doo dah, zippity ay, mow mow, what a wonderful motherfucking day? Does it go like that? I'll take
No, it doesn't go like that.